I just got back from doing some much needed shopping for spring and summer. Let's see what I bought in this nail supply haul right now. Okay guys, so I just came back from the nail supply locally, and where I get like my big boy stuff, certain things that I just like, my tips, my monomer, all that stuff like that. So I usually get that stuff locally by me, and then polish, other stuff, you know, I get majority of my stuff, 80% of my stuff I get from Amazon. But then there's these things that I just have to get locally. So I went yesterday. Sorry I didn't film it. I didn't even think to film it. And actually I even started putting stuff away, and I'm like, let me film my little haul, because it's not often that I spend honestly this much in the nail supply. But I got some things because I am preparing for the spring and summer months. I usually make this trip like twice a year because it's just me. So honestly, like gallons worth of stuff lasts me majority of the year. So I usually have to go, like the next time it's March, April-y, I will probably not have to go probably until like winter, like November. This will probably last me. So it lasts me a while. So I don't mind spending a little bit because it's something that, again, I only do maybe twice a year. So let's get into it. I needed some stuff desperately. Like I've been like desperately needing stuff. So I'm just gonna start with the big stuff because it is what it is. So I get my acetone from there because, to be honest, right, I was desperate the other week. I needed this from Amazon. This cost $8. I don't know, I got 2 of them. It was $8. This is $9.99. It's crazy. That's why I really try to not. Acetone is the one thing that I never buy online. One, it never comes as immediate as I need because, you know, they have to fly it. You can't, no, it has to do ground. You can't put acetone in a plane. I think that's what it is, something like that. Anyway, it never comes overnight, and it's just, it's overpriced. So this, I always buy 2 of these, and that lasts me a long time. So $9.99, $20 for 2 gallons. I'm only gonna lift up one because you get the point, same thing. And then I get my monomer, just so you know. So I get my big monomer from the supply store as well. And again, doing a gallon, it lasts me so long. I was like desperate. I was like, I started this week, I was like, this is the only monomer I have. I have Young Nails as a backup. I don't care for it but so much. So I don't, you know, the Young Nails is like, I'm desperate, like really backup. So another thing that I had got, which was a sporadic purchase, but I said, you know, I'm needing something that I can do for Mother's Day. You know, if you've been following me for the past couple of years, you know, I always do something big, extravagant, some type of something for Mother's Day weekend. So I was starting to think about, what am I going to do for Mother's Day? I have my deluxe spa pedicure out right now, which I just did a video on. So we need another bigger pedicure. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of this deluxe yet. I'll let it run for April, and then when I open my books for May, June, and July, I will have a different type of pedicure. So, you know, in the spring I get rid of the dry pedicures. I only do basic spa, and then now we have some type of deluxe. I am in the process of going to change my basic. I'm going to include a little bit more in the basic. I'm not going to raise the price. I don't think so. If I do, it'll probably be honestly like a couple dollars, literally like $2-3. But I'm still contemplating about that because I did a big jump with my other prices, and like I always say to you guys, I don't like to do too much too soon, all at the same time. So I might not do that. What I'm trying to maybe contemplate is doing like another type of basic, but more quick. So I still want to incorporate water. I still want to incorporate some type of scrub. I want to do something like that, but I don't want it priced like the basic. So that's where I'm at. How can I make something like basic, but quicker, but cheaper, but worth my time? So that's where I'm at right now. Anyway, I say all that to say, I got this salt. So I usually get this on Amazon, but I did not. I had gotten this was $15. I can't even hold it up. This is $15. I was like, all right, I have to get this. Yeah, do you know how long this is gonna last me? Like, I'm curious to see how long this is gonna last me. So now I can actually put salt in everybody's pedicure water, which is something, again, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I do the tabs, I do this. Usually for the deluxe, those are the only ones I get some type of salt or spa, but never for basic anymore. I kind of stopped doing that. It got a little costly. So now I'm able to do that. So I'm going with a floral springy type thing. So I think for May, that's kind of where I'm at. So I bought it just to buy it, to have it. So this is lavender and wildflower. It smells really, really good. So this is the salt. Then for scrub, which you guys know, I usually make my own scrub or I go get from Tree Hut. So Tree Hut, you know, Tree Hut, I love Tree Hut. Smells amazing. It's $8, $9. Again, this was 15 bucks. Smells really good. Pomegranate, so we got a little flower vibe going on. So this was something that I also bought. It smells really, really good. The only thing is, I was gonna test it on my customer that's coming right now, but she just texted me like she got a new tattoo, so she has to do a dry pedicure. So I was like, okay. So it smells so good, but I don't know. Okay, it's a little granule. I don't know, it has little granules. I like stuff a little bit more coarse. So I'm gonna use it as is, and then I'll see if maybe I wanna take this out of something, maybe put it in a Tree Hut container with a little bit of sugar and kind of remix it up with maybe some cuticle oil that I make. And you know, I gotta remix it up if I'm not liking it as is, just to make it a little bit of my own, a little bit more moisturizing and stuff. So I'll test this out before I start it. But again, 30 bucks for these two things. You can't beat this. You can't beat this. So this is gonna be for my spring, summer deluxe pedicure, and I'll let that run and do its course. So moving on. What's in here? So I bought glue, nail glue. All my students used to ask me where I get nail glue. I'm like, the wholesale place. For the last 20 years, this is the only glue that I use. I don't care what y'all say, KD glue, 10-second, this. I don't care what Amazon has to sell. This little no brand, no label, clear nail glue that I get in the wholesale place, you cannot beat it. It dries in literally 30 seconds. Anytime I would give my students a stick, they'll be like, Miss Keisha, what glue is this? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know it. I don't ask questions, but it's amazing. And you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sticks. This is $3. I thought it was $5. He was like, it's $3. I said, oh, give me another one. So this lasts me a long time as well. So I have 2 glues that I got. I also bought a pedicure foot thingy, so I can start to. I noticed, like, with my bench, my customers have to, like, I tell them to scooch whatever. So every time I go, I contemplate, should I get a foot stand? Should I get a footrest? Should I get a footrest? And I just said, you know, let me try and see how this works out. What I'm gonna do is cover this in plastic because it is wood. It'll just start to look like tacky and disgusting. So FYI, that's a little hack that my old shop and my old boss used to do, is to just cover this in saran wrap to keep it fresh looking and nice. And then when that gets nasty, you just take it off and you still have a nice looking thing. Especially these with wood, it's near acetone, it's near water, it'll break it down. So the saran, wrapping it in saran will keep it from looking like all trashy. You don't wrap the top part. You're literally just gonna wrap all of this, that's wood, and the base, and it could stay, and then I can be able to sanitize and clean this part. So I bought that. I bought nail enamel spray. Let's go throw it back. You youngins might not understand what this is, but if you do regular nail polish to help it dry quicker, we used to spray this. So I saw they had this. I am offering regular no gel pedicures again. So I had dry drops, but I think they're outdated. So I said, let me just grab this and use this for the handful of people that want pedicures, regular pedicures. I bought my buffers. I love the buffers that I get there. I think I actually put 2. So I have 2 that I already put in my drawer. Because again, I started putting some stuff away yesterday. And I was like, let me film. So I bought 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that 12? So I got a stack of buffers from the wholesale place. So we have that. I bought some nail brushes. I needed some when I'm disinfecting and stuff. And I like these versus the other one that has like the U shape, you know. And I was like, let me just stock up on those. I bought regular base and top coat, which is something that I have, but I stopped doing regular pedicures for so long. They seemed fun and they weren't thick. You know, polish, as more air hits it, as we open it more and more, that's what makes your polish get thicker, if you didn't know that. So when oxygen hits it from the outside world, that's what makes your polish get thicker. So it wasn't getting thick on me, but I just said, let me just buy regular and base again, just so I'm prepared. The foot thing, again, I didn't buy it like this. It came in a plastic thing. I put it away. Like I said, some of this stuff I put away already and then I put it back. So, good old-fashioned cheese grater. I speak a lot about not using these. However, I have a couple people that could use this. And as we're coming from the winter months, it wouldn't hurt. My only thing to you is if you are going to be using something like this on their feet, you have to use this and then go in with your regular foot file. The same one that I recommend that's on my Amazon storefront, and you have to sand it. So this is basically going to cut that callus down. But even if I do that, I don't know if you can see how it got all like crazy right here. Like you see how it got all like nasty and stuff. It's going to cut it away. You have to go back in with something and smooth that out, or else it's going to leave their foot rough and crusty. It might be smooth during the pedicure, but after they take a shower and all the moisture you gave them goes away, it's going to get dry, it's going to get crusty. And actually, that's why I kind of am against this, because if you don't use this the right way, which a lot of shops and people don't, it will actually make the calluses grow back thicker and quicker. So you have to make sure that after you do this step, you are sanding it down to smooth it all the way out. That is very important, and giving it a lot of moisturization so it could just like seep into their heel and the bottom of their foot or whatever area you're using it at. So it's very important to use this the right way, or you could really, really, really hurt somebody. And you don't do it so much. You're just doing it to relieve whatever is like super hard, which is basically almost dead skin. You don't do this on anybody that has soft feet. This is like very limited people. So just side note. I also got, I needed another cuticle safety bit, to carbide cuticle safety bit. This is Melody Susie. I had bought this because mine's broke. I dropped my drill the other day doing a pedicure, and the freaking bit broke inside the machine. My machine is fine, but I needed a new bit because I take polish off with that bit. And then this is just a gel liner. I needed more white, so this is just white liner. Then I bought nail tips. Lots and lots of nail tips, because I don't know, I hear a lot of girls talk about buying their tips on Amazon. Let me tell you why that sucks. When you buy tips from Amazon, you're buying it by the case. And then when you're buying stuff by the case, we use certain numbers. I use 2, 4, 5, and 8 a lot. That's majority of people. If you've seen a video that I posted a while ago about the go-to numbers for certain fingers for the average girl, then you know what I'm talking about. So I ran out of certain numbers. I like to buy more of those numbers. Like I don't use 0 a lot. I don't use 10 a lot. I don't really use like 7 a lot. Like these are random numbers, but the ones that I use a lot. So every time I go, I always get a handful of my go-to numbers because I need that. There was more. I did put these away. So there was like maybe like 4 more than this, but this was just, I needed, I think I bought one of every kind. Did I buy one every size? No, I wrote down what I needed. So I wrote 3, 9, 10, 6, 2, and 5. Those are my ones that I was running out of. So I just put the ones that I was running out of. I have a whole box of tips by number, so I always buy these. And these I love. These are no brand in particular. Again, it's locally. It says L'Amour K-Tips. When you go into the shop, it says natural. I love these. Again, I go to this place that's near the shop that I used to work at and my boss. So a lot of stuff that I'm in habit of using is because I used it for so many years at the shop. And I got addicted to it. I love it. I have no complaints. My customers have no complaints. And these tips I love them because like when I say they're natural, like they blend so nice and seamlessly into the natural nail. And even if I was doing a design and I'll say that I wanted it to reflect and you can see it, you would still get that effect with these tips without doing or having to use clear tips with clear acrylic. So I love these natural tips for that. And they're thin and I love them. So these are the only tips I use, hands down. I don't think I bought anybody else's tips. I think Young Nails gave me some tips. I use them on myself, but those are the only tips I use. So lastly for this bag, they had, and I could not resist, is, oh, I had a rubber band, okay. I had bought some foot treatments and gloves. So these are collagen gloves. This is a treatment. And I love these because what they do is they actually like come out, like your hand, the fingers can come out and you can still work. So it's like a little intensive collagen treatment, dermatology tested, 1 pair. I thought this was adorable as a hand treatment. And the same for the socks. So these are collagen socks that has argan oil and floral extracts. And again, you put the sock on and then the foot part kind of separates and comes off, and so you're able to do the pedicure and everything. I used to do this like a dry pedi type of treatment. I bought them. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with these, so I bought a few. I bought a lot, and I don't know. Okay, I'll just put you in my head for a sec. I have to test this out, but I don't have enough to play around with. In my mind, I kind of already know these are not going to work out for acrylic people. When we used to use these back in the spa, we did a lot of gel manicures, regular manicures. When you're doing someone's manicure, you can put their hand into a glove, take off the fingertips, work, do everything. You can actually use some of the treatment that's inside of the glove to push back the cuticles and everything. That's what we were trained to do. Now, working with acrylic is a little different. It might be the hand's gonna go in, and yes, the tip is gonna come off, but I'm gonna have remnants from when their hand went in. We all know doing enhancements are different. The nail plate needs to be extremely dry. It seems more trouble than it's worth to sit and make sure it's all off. It can interfere with my adhesion of my product. It can cause issues. I think it's more trouble than it's really worth, the gloves, but it's still a good idea. These socks, hands down, I can use. I will probably incorporate my new pedicure to include all of this stuff. This will probably be for the Mother's Day pedicure. The gloves, I'm thinking about retailing them for very cheap, or a giveaway, or maybe it might come with the pedicure and they can do this treatment at home. Maybe I can put the glove on after I'm done with their nails and then do a hot towel, take it off, do paraffin. You know, I gotta play with that. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell these or include them in a type of treatment. So either way, I got like 6 or 8. I think I bought 6 of each. So I can do that. That was that. I didn't know. I love these. I feel like when I buy stuff like this and I make them for retail, people are trained to not want to treat themselves. So they see this and they'll be like, oh no, I'm fine. But when you do stuff on them, they're like, oh, that feels amazing. I love that, this, that. So sometimes the best way to sell stuff is to toss it to them, include it in something. All the things that people wouldn't pay for themselves, you have to include it in a service, and then they like it, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, I want that pedicure, the one that has the paraffin stuff. Yeah, I like that one, do that one. But if I ask them, do you want to add on paraffin, they'll say no. So you have to know how your customers are, how to price your stuff, what works for certain people and what works. Only you will know the answer to that. But I know my girls, I kind of have to be a little forceful in making them do things to indulge, and that's just what it is. So that, oh man, a little cheapy rubber band. Okay, so that was it for bag 1. Bag 2. So the next thing I got was some gloves. It's hard to find. I'm a size small. I have small hands, so I always get gloves from them. They gloves. I started getting them from them because they were cheaper than Amazon, but after COVID, as time went on, Amazon got reasonable with their gloves. But I always get gloves when I go there just because I'm there. I needed more lotion. Again, I took the wrapper off. I did not buy it like this. For my table, I have one over there for the pedicures and a different one for the deluxe. And the one I had on my table was running out, so I put that in the bathroom for them to finish. And then I'm gonna start this one, so I'm gonna actually put that right away. And I bought some nail polish, and I didn't go ham on nail polish. One, they sell a lot of Wave, which is this brand, and then they sell D&D. I don't like D&D. I'm sorry, anybody out there that's watching that likes D&D. I hate D&D. It never works out for me. I get a lot of complaints. It doesn't work. It doesn't last. Like, I hate it. So I refuse to buy D&D anymore. Wave, I can fuck with Wave. I like them. I do have a couple things that I did put in my Amazon storefront for the spring folder, whatever you want to call that, on my Amazon storefront. So there's actually things, and you guys, I don't make this list just to make it, to pump it to you. I actually buy this stuff. So there's a couple of collections that I put there for you guys to see before I actually purchase it, because I am going to get that white collection, and I think I'm okay for colors right now. I want to see what people are requesting a little bit before I jump the gun and buy stuff. But certain things we just have to have white. I did a whole speech about this. First of all, I have a fresh white that I just started. I have a fresh bottle over there, and I was like, let me just buy this. And it's funny because there was only 2. White is no joke this summer, so I always gotta buy white when I go there. I love Wave white. This is called Snow Ice. This is their whitest white. They have another one called American Ave, which is not marshmallow, but it's like off-white, and I like that one too. But Snow Ice, this is my go-to for all the white girls. All the girls that like white, not the white girls, literally. And then I put this. This is called Dolly. This is called Dolly. This just looked like a really nice, bright, actually we can take these off. This was a really nice, oh, she's pretty. This is bright. This is nice. I don't know, pinks just do it for me. So, and then they all come with the regular, which works now because now I do regular. Before I used to just like bring those into school and give it to them. Actually, no, this is fresh. So you're gonna go over here. Then I bought neon orange, which is always a go. This one is called Orange Pop. So nice neon bright orange. Another popular color. People going on vacations, they always want these. And actually, I have a young Beatles neon collection that I usually buy, but I get a lot of requests for the pinks especially. So I said, let me buy something big so I have enough. And then you have the regular one. And lastly, I bought this like highlighter yellow. This is called, what does it say? Something lemon. Super lemon. Highlighter yellow. Popular color. Popular. Nice, bright. Love this. So super lemon. And then we have the regular one to go. I'll keep you posted about how these work, especially these two. Neons tend to need a color underneath, or like 3 layers So I've never bought these. Let's see how that works out for me. So that was that. And lastly, I bought a waxing kit. So why do you buy a waxing kit, you might ask? It's because I have been thinking about offering some type of waxing services. Not getting crazy, like we don't have the space for all that. What I want to do is incorporate waxing onto the toes. You know, we got a couple hairy toed people. It is what it is. So I was thinking about offering that. Anything that I can't harm you or fuck up, I would offer. So underarms, lower leg, lip, chin. We're not touching eyebrows or vag. I'm not doing it. We're not there. So I was thinking about offering. I do my own like facial waxing and stuff like that. So I was like, I kind of want this for me. This is like 40% for me. And while I have it and it's plugged in, I could offer it to my customers. So this is a mini pro kit. I've seen this on Amazon. I just thought, I know it was sold out when I checked. So I said, let me just buy it. It was like $55 in the store. It comes with everything that you need. So you have the hair minimizer, pre-wax cleanser, wax, creamy wax for sensitive skin, instruction manual, post lotion, wax off, cooling gel. Yeah, I gotta play with this because I don't know. I'm not an esthetician. I gotta hit up my fellow colleague and ask her, like, I need you to email me some handouts for waxing because yeah. So I'll fuck up myself before I start using it on other people. But by the time summer comes, you know, I have a little big toe, whatever. I want to be able to I will also now include that in the pedicures. Like if you have any toe waxing, maybe for like an extra $2 or something like that, I would do it. I'm going to charge like extremely dirt cheap just because I'm not an aesthetics person. I'm just kind of doing things to complement the nail and feet, hand, arm, leg, foot services that I offer. That's all that's about. So I will play around with this a little bit and get this plugged in. So that was it. I think that was everything. My little $300 nail haul that I had spent in the store. So again, trying to get our shit together. I did a whole video on spring cleaning and getting our stuff together, thinking about services, revamping, and all this stuff like that. So of course, everything I preach to you guys, I do that as well. So I'm in the middle of planning for spring, summer, early summer. Usually I open spring and summer books at the same time just because it just makes it easier, and then I'll block out stuff as I need it. But that's what I'm in the process of doing, planning for spring and getting ready for pedicure season. You know, I'm big on pedicures. My customers are big on feet. Nail wise, we're good. I need some acrylic. That's the only thing I need. And yeah, I pretty much have everything else. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, suggestions, and all that stuff, feel free to leave me a link. Leave me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye. Now, let's put all of this crap away.